Green! Yes, I'm back and I'm wearing green. Officially the unofficial official colour of Auto Assembly 2011. Is it 2000? Yeah, it's 2011. I keep forgetting what year it is. We've had so many, I just stopped counting. Anyway, yes, I'm wearing green. Not a colour I wear very often. In fact, this is the only t-shirt I have that's green, and it's only green because, yeah, get up. I have other things that are green. I have my green hat, of course. I have my green bauble that I occasionally use to tie up my hair when I can't be arsed straightening it. I have this little green frog with a Christmas cracker. I'll do that. But he's supposed to jump, but it's a Christmas cracker. Don't forget that. Where the fuck have I been? Well, I have been doing stuff, mostly. Haven't made a video in pretty much a year. In fact, almost exactly a year, because my last videos were from Auto Assembly, and it's now Auto Assembly again. It's upon us. I was in a strange, vicious cycle where I couldn't be arsed making a video because I didn't have many subscribers and viewers and people would comment and stuff. But at the same time I knew if I didn't make any more videos I wouldn't get any subscribers or viewers or people to comment. I've changed my outlook and I'm now ready to make videos. Yay! I don't wear green a lot. It's not my favourite colour. I prefer blue, and that has nothing to do with football, by the way. I don't give a flying toss about football. I got in a weird argument once with someone here on YouTube who called me a racist Rangers supporter and then went on to assault me with various racial slurs about the Scottish, so I just fucking blocked him. I don't care about football. But yeah, I prefer blue, because, you know, blue, and Sonic's blue, my eyes are blue. I love my eyes. They're so blue. And Godzilla's green. I've got this too. Yay. Some of you may recognise this as Tombstone, and he's green. He's a rock lord. I'll do a review of him at some point. Yeah, in case you haven't guessed by now, this is a response for Smizno, who, along with the Redoubtable Ray, he says Redoubtable a lot, doesn't he? When talking about other tubers. Yeah, they've started the whole green thing, so I'm going with the trend, which is not something I do often. I would go with the trend if it was less trendy. So yeah, this will be a video about what I want from Auto Assembly. Oh yeah, I might as well point out the Decepticon badge. It's awesome. It's also lethal. These sharp edges are really sharp. Quite heavy too. That's one review out of the way. What do I want from Auto Assembly? I want hugs. I will hug everybody. If you see me at Auto Assembly and you're in the mood... Not in the mood, no, that sounds awful. No. If you see me at Auto Assembly and you could do with a hug, just approach me with open arms and you will be accepted. Because I hug everyone. I'll endeavour to hug as many people at Auto Assembly as I can. I'll also endeavour to actually interact more on a social level than I did last year. Last year, I spent most of my time just playing with the bots that I bought. Bots I bought? The bots I bought. The bots I bought. I don't know. That sounded fun. Bots I bought. Oh dear. But what do I actually want from Auto Assembly? Toy-wise. You know what I really want? I really want Transmetal 2 Cheetor. I'm not entirely sure why. He's just gorgeous to me. If and when I get my hands on one, I'll have to do a review in order to point out just what it is that I like about him. But I do really want a Transmetal 2 Cheetor. I like that one. I keep looking over there. I don't know why. I'm shifting a lot. I'm very sort of very fidgety when I'm on camera. It's weird. Probably one of my more autistic traits, because I know even though I'm just sat here talking to myself, I feel like I'm in a conversation with the world at large, which feels odd. So I keep looking over there to try and remember what I'm thinking about. Other toys that I really want? Give me 3 guesses. Yeah, I have 2/3 of Tripedicus, and all I need now is Cicadon. I know his name is officially Cicadicon, but that's a fucking awful name. Cicadon sounds at least somewhat creative. I mean, Cicadicon, because it's a cicada who's a con, or a con who's a cicada. It's like having a teenage dragon and calling it, oh right. But you know what I mean, it's a stupid name. Anyway, doesn't matter because once I get him, he will become the core of my tripod as well. Like that. Yay. These two are great as well. I've fiddled about with them to figure out how they transform into the various limbs, and that alone is awesome. Especially with this guy. What kind of person looks at a rhino beetle and thinks, could make a nice pair of robot arms? Wow! Actually, now I think about it, probably an autistic person. So I definitely want to take it on. I have various toys that I know I want, and I won't exactly be looking for them, but if I see them, I'll pick them up. And maybe some new stuff for kit bashing. I love kit bashing. I've got into making stuff because I love creating things. Anytime I find myself getting into a hobby, I automatically start thinking of ways I could make it myself. Like, and then I got into Transformers and I started making Transformers. But what's even cooler than what I might take from AA is what I'm bringing to AA. Buying tickets and passes and shit. I'll need those, obviously. A rubber ducky, okay. Those of you who know me on Facebook will already know I bought a rubber ducky. And those of you familiar with Beast Wars will know why. Those of you who don't, haha, you don't get the joke. Now, this is for David K to sign, which is why it's got a Sharpie attached to it, just in case. Actually, it looks sort of like a shoulder-mounted cannon of some kind. Fusion cannon duck. I would buy a transformer that transformed into a rubber duck with a fusion cannon. I would, because I'm odd that way. Ratchet and Clank, again for David K. I seem to have a thing going with PlayStation 2 games, because I did Devil Kings last year. Got that signed by Guy Chalk. You can see it in my other videos, in fact. We've got Rodimus vs Cyclonus from the Battle in Space 2 pack. This comic is awful. It's so bad. It's supposed to be set during a G1 movie, and yet Lugnut is in it, which is silly. I'm not particularly keen on the art style. The story's kind of meh, and the characterization is just bad. Cyclonus announces that he doesn't have any ethics or code of honor. Cyclonus, people, Cyclonus. Someone might want it to complete the Battle in Space 2 pack, I don't know. We'll get it signed by Simon Furman anyway. Make it worth a few bob. I'm also taking this. Seeing as this is my return to YouTube, I should probably give you a Yoli Transformers review, so I thought maybe this guy would do. You remember earlier in the video I said I like making things? Well, this is what happened. Yeah, it's Impactor, motherfuckers. Impactor! Based loosely on the Last Stand of the Records design. Not a perfect likeness, obviously, but you know, I did what I can. I'm really pleased with this and how it turned out. It's awesome. So yeah, Universe Hound for the torso. It was £22 and I cut it up for this. I'm insane. But Impactor is worth it. His legs are Universe Pro with kneecaps from. It's not Flak and it's not Scattershot, but it's that mould. It was someone else. Big old badass, incredibly large cannon from Universe Tankor, which is actually a really epic toy. Universe Tankor. No, not Universe. Beast Machines. Beast Machine Tankor. Get one. Because I had two. What else? Oh yeah. A gun from Universe Megatron with an additional little bayonet thing. Tank tracks again from Tankor. The rather grumpy looking head of Universe Hot Rod. Yep, record sticker from Repro Labels. Thanks guys, you rock. Oh, he has a harpoon arm. The harpoon was actually from a Jason Voorhees statue. So yeah. And it does fire. I know some of you, particularly you, George, will be cringing at this, but yeah, I made it fire. It does that and flies away. and amazingly stays together and doesn't get chipped. The firing mechanism is a universe seeker gun thing. He's pretty damn epic. And I'll be taking him to auto assembly as well. Seeing as it's a transformer, probably screaming at your screen, does it transform? Tell us, does it transform? Yes, it does. He folds up rather nicely into this odd looking little box of doom. It looks a lot better from the front than it does from the side or the back. Yeah, it's various limitations, you know how it is. I mean, I'd never attempted anything in kit bashing that was this complex before, and I think I did rather well for a first attempt. I'm particularly pleased with how the gun transforms, because owing to both Tankor and Hound's transformations, I managed to get them different elements of those figures working together to get the gun around from the shoulder into the front. And it's quite well articulated. It'll move around more in one direction than the other. Oh yeah, it'll turn like that as well, although that does expose his arms, which are very badly hidden anyway. And of course, he's got his gun as well, which you just have to hold on to, in the style of G1 hands and things. But again, it's my first attempt at a kit bash, and I love it. And obviously, it's not much of a review because I made this, and I'm obviously going to be extremely biased. But I'll make this a reverse review. If you want to, you can leave your own thoughts and opinions on this in the comments section. If you're lucky enough to be going to auto assembly and you happen to find me, I might give you a chance to review it yourself. And that's your lot for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Particularly you, Smizno, because you're very funny. I like your videos. Rock on, good sir. See you all at auto assembly. Unless you're not going, in which case I will have a sad. I'm back, and I'm wearing green. Not a colour that I wear very often, but since it's officially the unofficial official colour of auto assembly, I'm wearing it for the purposes of this video. I completely forgot what I was about to say.